There is the second qualifying pool in the men's discus, led off there by Brett Morse, who's really come through strongly this season. The other Briton in that pool is Carl Myersco, better known as a shot putter. Rutger Smith of the Netherlands, a very strong competitor as well. They'll have been interested to see what happened in the first qualifying pool, where nobody got the automatic qualifying standard of 65-60 or thereabouts. So they'll be very interested in keeping a close eye on their distances in terms of trying to work out whether they're going to be one of the top 12 who will eventually go through to the final.
Indeed, in the 100 metres, well into his 30s now, but running a season's best there to run 48.74.
Well, the second pool of qualification for the discus final started. There's the second string Estonian, Mart Israel, World Student Games champion this year. He's thrown well, set a lifetime best earlier on this season of 66 metres 98. If we can get into that sort of shape here, he's certainly going to qualify for the final, and that was about midway between the 60 and 65 metre line, almost in danger there of hooking it outside of the left-hand sector as he looks at it. Discus just wobbling a little bit as he released it, and that doesn't contribute towards the flight. The seventh longest overall from the two qualifying pools, 63.49. So the way things stand at the moment, that would be good enough for placing the final. And Matt Dyson, his coach, wants a quick word. His other athlete, Cantor, of course, in the previous pool, he threw around about the same sort of distance. Well, this guy, the Spaniard, always a solid citizen in the discus circle, Maria Pestano, Spanish record holder, twice fourth at the European Championships. Seemed to get hold of that one, spinning away there, close to the 65 metre mark. And that, I would suggest, would probably be good enough to go through to the final, even if he didn't bother taking any more throws. He's 33 years old now. In the past, he's promised a lot at having a lifetime best of 69 metres plus, but never really done it on the big occasion. But who knows, this could be his year. But 65.13, very good throw indeed, the second longest that we've seen so far this morning. Well, this guy, an extremely good thrower. Peter Malachowski, the European champion from Barcelona last year. Another man who, despite the fact he's very big indeed, 193, weighs in at around 130 kilos. Very fast in the circle. And as you can tell by looking at him, very strong indeed. And another guy who's peppering that 64-65 metre mark. Coach not really showing any sort of emotion there. But I'm sure from those shots you get the idea of what they need to do. Drive round on their left leg if they're a right-handed throw. Get the left leg planted at the front and then drive over the top of it with the delivery of the 2 kilogram implement. And 64.22 is in fourth place overall. Well, back to the discus and the considerable bulk there of Jorge Fernandez of Cuba. Not as fast as some of the throws, just 23 years old, a fine talent, wow! Well, that came out of absolutely nowhere. Very deceptive in terms of his speed. The Cubans, actually, they've consistently produced world-class discus throws over the years. He liked that one, immediately thought it was a good throw. Actually approaching a personal best before in 66 metres, but look at that, 64.94 in totally still conditions, and that certainly will be good enough to take him through to the final.
Meanwhile, back in the discus, we've got Brett Morse, the young Welshman, competing for Great Britain, Paul.
Yeah, a man who I think was unlucky not to qualify for the final of the European under-23s recently. He certainly is a good athlete, and he's been throwing very well recently, and that certainly is an improvement. You see the blue qualifying line superimposed on the television screen there. The competitors don't see that, but that represents an automatic qualifying place, certainly at the moment, in fact 8th place. So where is Brett Morse? It's good. He's in 12th place, and that would take him through to the final, but there's still another round and a half to go. Brett Morse shouldn't get too complacent with that. He may well need to throw further a little later. Meanwhile, Mart Israel of Estonia, 63.49. He's in 10th place overall. So he too might need to throw a little bit more. Didn't qualify for the Olympic final 3 years ago, but that is an improvement. So Mr. Hefstyson, the coach, I think would be quite pleased, not delighted, but quite pleased with both of his Estonian discus throws here in the bright sunshine of the stadium. There you go, it is an improvement, 64.19, and that is the 7th longest so far. Just a reminder, 12 to go through the final. Discus qualification again. It's rather interesting that out of the two pools yet, nobody has managed to attain the automatic qualifying distance for the final 65.50. So can Peter Malachowski be the first? He's one of those throws that really does get behind it, and that is the closest, I think, that 2 kilo discus has been to flying over that qualifying line all morning. The pole, I said it before when we saw him earlier on this morning, that not only is he big, he's very fast. And when he launched that, he knew it was good. The European champion from last year, that is the longest throw that we've seen here so far today, 65.48. Little wry smile from the coach there, but Malachowski there, I think he knows that's good enough to go through to the final. If you're a British fan, nice to know that Brett Morse is still hanging in there with a qualifying mark in 12th place overall from the two pools at the moment. This is Zoltán Gavago of Hungary. He's just outside of the top 12 in 15th place, so he needs a bit more. He would have been encouraged by the form of his teammate Robert Fazekas in the first group, who virtually fouled out of the competition. That looks as though it could be a little better though. Oh, yes! But it's a foul. Can you believe it? He gets a red flag.
Well, he stumbled quite badly in the circle and he fell out of it, and that really is one of the major shocks, because it means that he doesn't make it, and he's one of the top men. He's top man in the world this year, of course, and a pretty disastrous day for Hungary, of course, because Fazekas also didn't make it, had 3 no-throws. But look at this, you see.
Oh dear me, that was just laziness, you know, stepping out like that. He basically recovered from the delivery, and well, if I'd been his coach, I'd have been mighty cross that he fouled that one. There are the results of that second pool, and confirmation that Brett Morse from Great Britain, one of 3 British throwers here, he is the only one to have gone through to the final. And the major shock of the morning was Zoltán Gavago there. The longest throw he has to his credit this year of 69 meters 50. He does not go through. Malachowski, Haddadi, Pestano, Fernandez, Harting, the defending champion, former double Olympic champion Alekna, they're all safely through to the final. Along with Gerd Kanter, one of the longest throwers ever too, and Brett Morse of Great Britain. Okay, we go.